Trump's about to end capital gain tax on home sales. Check out, by the way, this is my tree right there. You see that? Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. There's my son had a friend who's parked right there, and one of the branches fell right where he's parked. He was supposed to stay the night. If he would have stayed the night, he'd have no more car, but thankfully he left before that tree fell. Woo! That's the thing about living in North Georgia. There's an elm, I think, an elm tree, and I'm not a big fan of elm trees. Those trees are huge. Not a big fan. I like these maples, actually. I'm a maple tree fan, but we're going to replace that with, I planted a bunch of crepe myrtles along the line there. It's kind of like a uniform way, so I'm going to put another crepe myrtle in there, and it'll be just 5 crepe myrtles back to back to back to back to back. It's going to look fantastic. Anyway, so Trump's going to end the capital gain tax on home ownership. And dude, that's a wonderful thing, because it's Marjorie Taylor Greene is the one who's supporting the legislation for that. But she's such an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, dude, I'm in construction. I run a construction business. I just hate that we do this. Like, look, I don't like Ilhan Omar. I don't like AOC. But at the end of the day, AOC has said some good stuff. I don't know anything about Ilhan Omar. She probably hasn't, to be perfectly honest. My goodness, why she should be sent back to Somalia. But at the end of the day, AOC has said some good stuff, and she's a true American citizen. And, same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's weird how the women get this label as being idiots that the men seem to avoid. And I don't like that at all. I mean, look, has AOC said some stupid stuff? Of course. Has MTG said some stupid stuff? Probably. Same like that Hank Johnson guy. Like, why are we saying Guam's going to come over because Navy literally fall over because Navy ships are there? I mean, the whole thing's so stupid. But it's just like the women get this label of being so stupid that the men don't. I don't get it, man. Oh, Josh, stop white knighting for women. I'm not the least. I just know Marjorie Taylor Greene, she, for some reason, gets the left riled up like AOC gets the right riled up. And I think that makes you a partisan. And I don't want to be a partisan. I mean, I'm a right-wing partisan, a populist partisan. And if the Democrats have populist ideas, I'm going to freaking support them. All there is to it. I mean, I vote for the Republicans because the Democrats don't like me and my color, my religion, and the fact of my gender. I got something down low. The Democrats don't like white guys with things down low who are Christian. That's a fact. But with that said, if they propose something that's good, I'm not going to be against it. It'd be stupid to. Anyway, so Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to propose, or has proposed, legislation to get rid of capital gain taxes on all home ownership. And her freaking reasoning is so 100% correct. She goes, look, man, at the end of the day, the vast majority of wealth for middle-class Americans is in their homes. Why would we want to tax that? Especially a significant tax on the year they sell it, maybe to downsize, maybe to move into a community like, what's the word I'm looking for? Move into a long-term care facility or something like that. Why would that even be subject to taxation? It doesn't make any sense. People say they can do a 1031 exchange. Stop with that stuff. Oh, dude, I just hate this idea of like, they can do this instead. No, just let's make it simple, all right? And the way you make it, and that's the thing, but I don't like the standard deduction on Social Security as opposed to just not taxing Social Security. I get it that can't get through. I 100% got that. But, we just make it simple. No more deductions, nothing of that. Just say, you got a capital, just like a Roth IRA. Your Roth IRA distribution, if you held it for 5 years, you're over 59 and a half, it's tax-free. That's all there is to it. Done. No deduction, nothing needed. You got your Roth IRA, you don't pay tax on it, done. You got your primary residence, you sold it for $1 million, you bought it for $250, you don't pay tax on it, done. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said explicitly, given the last 5 years, a massive run-up in real estate wealth has given people some significant wealth that they didn't have before, and as such, we shouldn't be taxing it, especially because the vast majority of the wealth for middle-class Americans is in their homes. Why should we tax that? Yeah. And so for me, I don't have any capital gain, but I could. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, we bought our house for $589 in 2013. I don't know what's worth now. But we put a hell of a lot into it, that's for sure. But theoretically, now they're doing work over here? What? I thought they're doing over there. But theoretically, I could sell it. We'll just say 1.5 million. I have no idea. It's probably 1.3 maybe. I don't know. But let's just say I sold it for 1.3. All right, that's $800,000 appreciation, all right, of which I get the first $500,000 tax-free. We have put $300,000 into the house, all right, for sure. Yeah, probably even, probably more than that when you factor in the pool, the back deck, and all this stuff. But let's just say I sell it for $1.3 million. That's $800,000, and let's say I didn't put anything into the house, just for simplicity. All right, so I bought it for $589,000. I sold it for $1.3 million. I guess that's closer to $700,000 of gains. I get the first $500,000 tax free because I'm married, filing joint, at least our primary residence. So that means I have to pay a capital gain tax on $200,000 for a house I've been in for, going on 15 years now. I mean, 20 years by the time I sell it. That don't make any sense. Stupid. And so let's just say it appreciates to $1.5 million by the time I sell it in 3 years. We'll just use that. So now I got $600,000 as my cost basis. I sell it for 1.5. That's $900,000, of which $500,000 is tax free. That's a $400,000 capital gain at 15%, probably more than 15%, 23.8 because it put me in the higher tax bracket. That's not freaking American, dude. That sucks donkey balls. So good job, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And Trump has said he's going to support that as well. So this is the stuff I want to see. And, it's just this basic stuff. And why do the Democrats do any of this? I don't know, because they don't. At this stage, the only game in town is the Republicans. And dude, hearing Trump now want to supply Ukraine with all this weaponry, I'm like, dude, this is just so disappointing. So disappointing. So you take your wins when you can. This is why you always need to listen to me. I'm cautiously pessimistic in everything I do. Why? Because I don't expect anything from any of these clowns. And you shouldn't either. And as such, you're just like, man, if we can get by with tax cuts, if we can get by with freaking keeping illegals out, all right, well, that's a win that we get. But don't expect for much more, even with Trump, because it's just probably not going to get it. All right, God bless. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.